Well, good morning. Dave Johnston here at Day Trade the Markets. Looking at a 2-minute chart of the November crude contract. The market has been in a nice up auction here for several days. We backed off a little bit yesterday and a little bit more today. We've come down into a support area roughly at the $50 mark. And even though we have had hard selling into this area, as you can see, I just get one of these arrows here just to highlight this. Really good selling here yesterday through this area, series of magenta bars, very aggressive selling. We've also got something similar to that today, although it's a little bit different. Instead of being one continuous wave of selling, it kind of sold off here hard, not just with aggressive selling, but with speed, which is this high velocity move, which is this rectangular box here. Got a second rectangular box here. So you can see it sold off hard, took a bit of a bounce, sold off hard again, took a bit of a bounce. This market here is really expecting right in this time frame to go ahead and make new lows. It did not do that, but instead it kind of it didn't get down that low. And now it's got a buying D cell bar. So I'm going to go ahead and place a buy stop just above that. You can see the high of that bar is at 11. I'm going to put in a buy stop at 12. So buy stop right in there at 12. So we'll do that. Maybe we can get long another couple of contracts here and see this market give a good lift, because that's okay. We've got filled on that. That's good. So you might think that this is, why am I buying into this, very strong aggression? Well, um, primarily because the support area in around the $50 range. And when you have really good aggressive selling, as we had here, you can see this magenta bar had no follow through lower, but its high was taken out. Now this is a natural area of resistance up in here, where this red, what we call trade location zone, has formed. It just formed right here just a couple of minutes ago. So that will be our first target on this trade. So we're long our average prices right here at 12. So up in here would be the next area of likely resistance. So I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to put an order in to sell. We're long, 4. So I'm going to go ahead and put in a sell limit right in here. I think I'll put it in at 24. We'll sell limit to at 24. See how that goes. It's a little bit below this trade location zone, which is at 28, although it is above this little bounce right here. So that high right there is at 20. So now, as far as our protective stop goes, obviously we want to make sure that we've got our protective sell stop in now that we're long. And you can see that we've had a couple of, now these bars with these triangles at the top, these are buying deceleration bars, and the expectation is that the low is going to get taken out, just as in this bar here. It came up, the buying decelerated, and its low was taken out. But you can see this one here was buying decelerated, the low was not taken out. So we've got a bit of a change in sentiment here. So I'm going to put my stop just at one tick below this bar right here, which is this buying decel bar. And you can see the low on that is 0.3, so I'll put my protective sell stop at 2. Sell stop at 2, so we're protecting ourselves there. With a 10 tick stop. Okay, we just got filled on our first objective there, and that was at 24. So I'm just going to go ahead and put in a marker right there so we know where we got filled, and also going to put in a marker. Let me see, the protective sell stop, I need to change that down to 2 contracts, so I'm going to do that right away. Okay, so we're now down to 2 contracts. And I'm going to bring that right up to break even. Actually, now that we've got this cyan bar, I've adjusted the colors, but that is just a level 1 selling, and you can see the low of that bar right here is at 50.11. So our sell stop is at 8. Okay, so I'm going to leave the sell stop at 8, which is 3 ticks below the low of this level 1 buying bar, because I really don't want to see that low get taken out. So hopefully we can move up above this likely area of resistance, and our next target would be up in here around the 39 area. So 24, I think probably what I should do next here is put in a sell limit up in this area in here. Got to 39 on that probe up, so I'm going to bring it back, and let's put it here at 34. We'll just put a sell limit in at 34. We exited our first two at 12. I'm sorry, at 24. So our second objective here at 34. So we're now risking 3 ticks on the second half of the position. We have made 12 ticks in the first half, so I'll just move this marker here to where our sell stop is right here, and I'll put another marker in right here where this next objective is here up at 34. So we know where we are on these, because when the order gets filled, it's no longer there. So that's really where we're at the time being. So hopefully this thing can get up above this area in here of resistance, roughly the 30 area. If we can get above that, this obviously the next objective of why we have the sell limit at 35 is the next sort of resistance area. But then the next one wouldn't come in until around 50. So I think we're in good shape right now, and I'll go ahead and pause the recording and pick it up as the market dictates. Okay, just restarted the recording. The market has come within a couple of ticks of our, okay, we just got filled on that objective there, so I need to adjust this stop down to just one contract, so we just have one contract remaining now, and I'm going to adjust that stop. You can see the market had a bit of a dip here and kind of plateaued in this area, and the low of that was at 19. So I'm going to put this at 16, 3 ticks below. We're long from 12, so that'll lock in 4 ticks on the final partial. So we got 12 on the first two and 22 on the next one, and we're going to lock in at least 4 here. So I'm hoping that it can get back up above this 39.40 area, and then challenge up into here around the 50 to 55 area. So we're just going to use a trailing stop on this final partial, and we'll see what the market can give us. So that's it for now, and I'll pause the recording and pick it up as the market dictates. Okay, start out the recording again. It has continued to move higher. We just probed up here to 42, and this last area up in here, we put our stop just below this area. I'm just going to raise the stop a little bit below this area in here. This last dip, this low on this bar is at 22, so I'm going to raise it up 3 ticks to 19, and we'll see what goes on with this bar here. It could turn into a one of our aggression bars, and I might want to just move this protective sell stop up a little bit more if that is in fact the case. So I'll go ahead and pause the recording, and if I do make an adjustment on that stop, I'll go ahead and restart it. So I'll go ahead and pause. Okay, just restart again. So we did get a green bar here. Now that's a level 2 buying. That's the second strongest of our buying. You can see we had a slight decel bar here before it went up. So on the sell side, has a triangle below it. And if you take the low of that bar just before the green bar, that is at 27. So if I put my stop 3 ticks below that, that would be at 24. So I'm going to increase that stop to 24. So there we go, and I need to adjust this marker here up to 24. So that happens to be what our first objective was, because we're long at 12, and I actually should put a marker in there too in case we do get stopped. We're going to know where our entry was on that. So I'll just go ahead and move this over here so we know where our entry was. But okay, anyway, we're continuing to adjust our trailing stop on that and the reasons for it using the day trade the market software in order to do that. So once again, I'll go ahead and pause the recording and pick it up as the market dictates. Okay, just restarted it. Okay, we did come down, just got us filled here. So not a bad trade. I mean, I think the thing that was important to me anyway in this trade was the fact that, when we did sell off here, it came down into the 50 area, and we were actually looking for support just in around that area. And when it did come down and had good selling in here with a bit of a bounce, and good selling in here with no bounce at all, when the market could not come back down here and make a new low, but then had the D cells taken out, that's when we got on board. So it did work out well. I was attempting to put together a little synopsis here, I think. I don't know if this is correct. No, because we made an adjustment on that. So we did get 12 ticks on that last part. So that's what, 2, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, so we had 60 tick gain on that, and of course it's $10 a tick for those of you who are not all that familiar with trading the gold contract. It's a full dollar, $1,000 per dollar. So in other words, when the crude moves from $50 per barrel to $51 per barrel, that's a $1,000 move. When it moves from 50.00 to 50.01, that's just one tick, which is a $10 per contract move. So anyway, so this is a trade in the November crude using the day trade the market software for October the 12th, 2016. Any questions or comments, always welcome them. You can send those to info@daytradethemarkets.com. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.